Hello guys, I'm your professor, Mr. Rodriguez. I graduated from Sacramento State, got my PhD from to be determined university, and today I'm here to present to you my lesson plan. We were supposed to have 3 stations, but with COVID-19 it didn't work out as intended. CrossFit is our topic, and it is a sport that originated in 1970 by Greg Glassman. He wanted to include running and working out. So he invented like a whole body workout, and that's kind of what it is. The purpose of this activity is to improve one's mental health and physical health. One of the best styles that fits with this is the EPM, which is like intensity, hard work with short in a short amount of time. So like for example, it's done in sprinting. So the places where you could do this activity is typically a CrossFit gyms, but you could also do it at a park or your local gym, as long as you have the right resources. I believe that this workout could be done in multiple places. Today's students will gather around the whiteboard. As you can see, this is my whiteboard. Not the ideal situation. Today we'll go over RPE 1 through 5, EPM, the FIT principle, principle of overload, and today I'm going to start by my introduction with the introduction of activities. So today we'll be going over activities like the side-to-side jump, rocket jumps, split jumps, high knee jumps, mountain climbers, and running in place and bunny hops. Your cues today are stability, because you want to be stable when you don't want to be all leaning over. You just want to be a nice stable position. You want to breathe in, get your air in. You want to be quick, because this workout is as hard as you make it, and you want to have power to it. So you maximize every rep that you've done. Today I brought to you my fellow colleague Isaiah Maribel. He's here to demonstrate the different activities we'll be going over. So before we get started, I'm here to demonstrate you the side-to-side jump. You typically want to have like a line, kind of just to give you an idea of a good amount of space that you have. We're going to do this for a total of 3 minutes, but for this video it'll be a little bit shorter. Easier variation would be to allow more students to have more of a rest time and less work. A harder variation would be to do this in a stand, where you could get more benefit. You'd be more exhausted, and it'd be a lot more hard work. And Isaiah's here to give you a little snippet. And go ahead, I'll time it. And I get him resting. So during this rest period, typically the student would have been able to write down their heart rate, get some water, walk around, do things that will make them relax for a little bit. We're moving on to the second activity, which is the rocket jump. Students will be in a line. They will get into a squat position and explode as high as they can. For 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. The easier variation, I said before, would be to give them more time to rest and less time to do the activity. A harder variation would have just been vice versa. Give them more time to work and less time to rest. So now we're going to move on to the third activity, which is the split jumps. Isaiah is here to give you a demonstration. So as you can see, each split jump should be a quarter of the way down. The easier variation would have been to set a limit, like say for example 10, and you're done. A harder variation would have been to do split jumps with your hands above your head. So the next activity is mountain climbers. Mountain climbers, you're gonna get into a perfect push-up position, and and your knees are going to go up to your stomach area as fast as you can. So an easier variation would have been would be to do a shorter amount of time, increasing the rest period, and a harder variation to complete it for a longer amount of time. And Isaiah's going to demonstrate. Well, he's actually going to perform. High knees is next. So we're gonna do high knee jumps. These should be with your toes pointing forward. Like they should never be like in a plantar position. They should always be like dorsiflex. Creating like a nice like 9-degree angle in the air and exploding as fast as you can. Easier variation would be to put your hands on your hips, creating a more stable position. And a hard variation would be to have your hands above your head, creating more fatigue. So now we're going to move into running in place. So running in place, it's definitely has to be done with good form. Like I'm not looking for somebody just kind of look like they're walking or doing some kind of like robot dance. So legs are coming up and arms are swinging, and this is not jogging in place. Like I don't want to see no toe tap. It needs to be actual like running. I want you to move like feet come up above the ground and arms swinging. An easier variation would have been to let them run as however they want. A harder variation would have been running in place with their hands up, creating fatigue not just only in your legs but also in your hands. So now we're gonna move into bunny hops. Bunny hops. So we're gonna jump up and down as fast as we can with our feet dorsiflex for 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Remembering our cues: stability, power, quickness, and to breathe in between. So an easier variation to do for doing these would to be to do a certain number of reps at your own pace. And a harder variation would have made just to get you jump as high as you can. So now we're gonna move into our final station. This is gonna be strides. So it's gonna be like your recovery station before we switch on to the next station. Isaiah's gonna start right here at this line, and he's gonna stride for 2 and then jog and then jog however he'd like for the next 2. An easier variation for this would have been for the student to walk down and back. A harder variation for this would be to stride down and back, and there's like no jogging, just keep it going consistent. And he will be able to, after completing this activity, to check his heart rate, get some water, get some recovery in him before moving on to the next station. And with that being said, it brings me to my closure. Today we're gonna go over, like, if you have any questions left, we're gonna go over the cues which were to breathe, get some oxygen in you, be quick, powerful, and be stable. You don't want to be all leaning over. So we're gonna I'm gonna ask you why it's important to have stability during a workout. Isaiah will get to answer that question.
So that you can be balanced and have a good base.
Yes. So Isaiah, why is it important to be powerful and quick?
I think it's important to be powerful and quick because, like you said, this workout is as hard as you make it, and it's supposed to be high intensity. So when it's high intensity, you want to be able to generate a lot of force.
Okay, so what were some of the workouts or activities that you found difficult?
Probably the rocket jumps and the side-to-side jumps, probably because the rocket jumps are just really tiring, and then the side-to-side jumps require a little bit more focus.
Okay, so this is the part where I would have checked for understanding. You know, I only got one person. He seems, you know, understanding. So with those things being said, I'm gonna the last two things that I have to say is well, first of all, this workout is as hard as, like you just said, this workout is as hard as you make it. So if you don't put any effort into it, to go slow, you're not gonna maximize the workout, and it's gonna feel easy when it should actually bring some fatigue to you. So this workout can be done anywhere. As long as you have the right equipment. I mean, preferably, like I said before in the beginning, this workout is done in a CrossFit gym. But you know, if you have the right material and you're creative, then this workout can be done anywhere. You know, to maximize like fatigue or get a really good workout in, it's really hard. Try it in the sand. And like I said before, you know, this workout is as hard as you make it. You put in a little effort, you're gonna get little results. So if you put in a really good effort, then you're gonna get a good result. And that's it.